composition pattern we use in most of the cases where we use both server and client components together. So when to use server and when to use client for fetching data or using backend sources and APIs, and to reduce the client side JavaScript we need to use server component, and we need a interactive or use effects React APIs or browser APIs, custom modes. All these things we need to use in server component, in client component. So how to share data between these components, between the server or between client or between server client, all things we see now. So sharing data between server components. So to share data means usually we fetch in server component, not fetch. We are fetching in server component, and we need the fetched data to another server component. Means we can directly again fetch the URL in another component, because fetch is memorized in Nest.js using React, and also the data is cached. So there is only one request is sent to the server of the fetch API. So we can do many fetches across our server components. So but only one fetch is happen. If we change the URL only, another fetch will happen. So data sharing between server component is easy. We can fetch many times as we want. And if we want to import a server component into client component, that is we should not do, because server component have sensitive data. So if we import that in the client component, then the data will be shared in the client bundle. For example, in this case, the process.env is the environment variable which is used in server component. But if we import this in the client component, then this environment variable will not go to client, because Nest.js will remove the environment variable in the client component. We can also use nest_public to show the environment variable to client component, but in this case we are not using this. So if we import this in the client component, then our fetch will not as expected, because the environment variable will be removed by Nest.js. So you can see it is private variable that can only be accessed on the server. So Nest.js will replace private environment variable with an empty string when we put this in the client component. So to solve these problems, we can use a package called npm install server only. So when we use this package, if we randomly imported or unfortunately imported any server component into client, then this will show an error. So we need to import that package import server only, and if we import this server component into client, then it will show an error, because we are using the package import server only. So by using this package, we can save some errors, we can avoid some errors. Then next, if you want any third-party libraries that should be used in server component, for example, they are using Thoroughser in the server component, but Thoroughser is a client side application. So we need to use client. So we create a file and put use client and put the client side operation, and finally we import that in our server component. So we can import client component into server component, but we should not import server component into client component. But we want this Thoroughser only in the server component, means we should create a separate file and import that file component, and we export it, and finally we import this into the main server component. If we directly import means it is a server one, it is a client one, so it will show error. So we should create another file and we import it and export, and finally we should use it. So the next one is using contexts. So we already use contexts in React. If you know React means this will be easy for you, but directly using this context in layout. Why layout? Because layout is the main root of our file. So directly using this in layout will cause error, because next the server does not know about context. So how to use this means I have created a context file with use client. So these are React code. So importing use context and create context, and finally we have created a create context, app context, and exporting the app provider with children, and we are returning a context provider, and we are creating a custom mode use global context with the return of use context. So these are React code. So we need to, this is a client component, so we are importing this in our layout and we are wrapping this with the children. So now the problem is solved. So we can share our data between client components. So to share the data, I have created the use global context. So in the user route, I have declared the use client because the data shall happen between client side. So you need to use client, because use global context will use the use context, which is a client side route. So we need to use client. So after using use client, we get the data as expected. So that's it. That is about context API. So the next thing we need to see is passing data from client to server component. So we need to pass the data as serializable. Other data are not accepted, so we need to pass the data as serializable. If our data is not serializable, like we fetch data from the third party library or any API, then we can fetch again in the client component, because fetch will happen only in one time. So we can fetch using a third party library or route handlers. So other serializable data, like normal data, for example this is a counter, so which accept item prop, and inside the counter is important in server component, and inside we send the serializable prop. So it is common, we can send this from server to client component. So and the client accept it and we can use it. But we want to fetch data, then we want to pass means we can fetch again using third party library in client side, or we can fetch using route handler. We already seen route handlers used to fetch data in client component. And when we want server component to use in client component, we already seen the package which will show error that when we import a server component into client component. But we can pass our server component. If we have a server component which will not give any sensitive information to client side bundle, so we want to use the server component in the client, means we can pass by two ways: passing the server component to client by props or by a children. So in this example, the page is a server component, and we are importing client component and another server component. So we want this server component to pass to client component. So we are wrapping the server component with the client component. So now we are getting the server component as children, and we can use the children without any problem. We can also pass props to client component as server component. We can also pass server component as props to client component, but we should not directly import it. Also, if we use the children also, the server component should not have any sensitive information. Then we can use this method to pass server component to client component. So these are about composition pattern. Next we see about edge and node runtime. So the default runtime is node runtime in Nest.js, but we can change to edge runtime. So this change will happen when we want to really edge runtime, and also we have the supporting hosting for edge runtime. Then we can switch. So how to switch means we can use the config, right, export thons runtime method to edge in our file. So export thons runtime method to node.js, then it will be switched automatically. So we can switch and do our work. So you can refer this documentation of what APIs are supporting in edge runtime. All these things you can refer this documentation.